Now, we spoke previously about whether or not we are in a recession or we're veering into recession territory. There are a lot of research groups that have done studies that show how we have a retirement crisis. So, even though we may not be in that quote unquote recession, it is still causing people to have a lot of concerns or feelings that they won't have enough money when they retire. David Blanchett works for company PGIM. His take is a little bit different on the retirement crisis. Quote, what I worry about are these surveys that say you need 1.9 million to retire. When most people see that, they're going to think, what's the point? I don't have that. I might as well give up. He went on to add, it doesn't take $5 bajillion to get to retirement and be okay. There is a middle ground. You don't need that much money. Certainly, that would make it easy. But have you seen clients that are negatively affected by these stories? And do you have to undo some of the damage that stories like this, that Keeping Up with the Joneses, has done to them?
I think a lot of times it comes down to how much reading do they do and who are they listening to? You know, I'm running into a lot of folks who think Dave Ramsey's the gospel, and he's basically a very hard liner when he says, you need to spend less than you make, and you need to manage your debt, and you need to invest your money and not spend it and not. And you know what? I agree with a lot of that. But negative thoughts, I think whenever a person starts to fixate on a number, I think that we're already into a bad piece of road, because it's not about the number, it's about what can that number provide you. So whatever it is that you have, how can we make that work to sustain your lifestyle as best we can? And you know, I guess I look at retirement, it's kind of like a three-phase scenario. When you first retire, you want to travel, you want to spend time with your grandchildren, you want to have a lot of fun. And I call that the go-go phase of retirement. Then as we start getting a little bit older, we might have some health afflictions that are slowing us down a little bit. So we may not travel quite as much. We call that the slow go. You might be spending a little more money out of your nest egg to help cover different healthcare related costs in retirement. And then the third phase is the no-go, where you're old and you're sitting around home. And I've known people, and I've been related to people that have been in all three of those different phases. And I guess the thing is, if you're in the no-go and you've got a health concern, you just want to make sure you're not having to spend all of your money down to be able to cover costs of nursing homes and or medical professionals coming to your house. Health is a number one concern in retirement. I think the number two concern would be the effect of taxes. You know, what's our government doing? They're giving us incentives to work longer. Right now, you know, for many, many years, it was 70 and a half was retirement. And now it's 73. Mm-hmm. And then by 2034, it's going to be as high as 75. So they're trying to make it easier for people to keep working. Those who want to work, they would like them to keep working. So do I have my money positioned in case I have a health care situation? Do I have money in position to cover tax rates, whatever they will be? And then when all the costs associated with living are paid, do I have enough discretionary income left over to be able to do what I want to do? And that's exactly why the independent income system and the retirement team action plan are so important, because they really work together. The team action plan prepares you for retirement and assesses all the key areas that you need to deal with financially in retirement time. And the independent income system deals with, will I have reliable income to cover my basic expenses? Will I have different buckets of money that I can use for different things that could pop up in retirement. And by creating multiple buckets of money, really creates a strategy that you don't have to, yes, you have to worry about whether or not you're overspending, but you have some safety nets in place where you can continue to draw from if an unexpected expense or something that comes up. And I would say this, when you work with an advisor from America's Retirement Headquarters, I would tell you that we help give you, and the phrase I call it is, we give you a judgment-free number. You share with us what you have accumulated and saved for in your lifetime, and we'll give you a number that you can count on. And we're not going to tell you, oh, I'm sorry, you can't retire, you need to keep working. We're going to take what you have and see how we can make it work for you and to create a plan that truly delivers on what you feel is most important when you look at your retirement.
With people living longer and longer these days, thanks to the advent in technology, there is legitimately a reality where people could be spending as much time in retirement, if not longer, than while they were in the working world. Now, that does come with challenges, obviously having to be able to fund that, and that can give concerns. That could be part of the reason why people feel like they may be in that retirement crisis. But with a proper plan in place, being able to talk about the different variables, obviously the government, making it so that people can work longer as long as they want to. Sometimes that's taken out of our hands. If you have a plan in place, you will know that, these things have been accounted for, these different variables, figuring out where's the income going to come from? How are you going to fund this? How are you going to take care of taxation, healthcare needs that may possibly arise? That is what you get with the Retirement Team Action Plan. That is what you get with the team at the Retirement Guys Formula and America's Medicare Associates. All it takes to get started, to start addressing these concerns, go to the website, arhq.com, click on the events tab. There's a lot of upcoming events where they discuss different things. That Economic Summit coming up in October, of course, is a great one to attend and really find out, their methodology. Or if you want to just get in front of them and set up a time right now, pretty easy, 419-794-3030.